Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of new makeup. The only thing I probably don't have is a foundation that's new, but everything else is new. Most of these are products from the Sephora Sale, the spring one. Now some of these products I've already used, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just get started. Alright guys, so I do have all of my skincare on. I am getting ready tonight for date night, so I'm really excited about that. So the first product that I want to mention is this Glowy Makeup Serum by Laniege. I've actually been using this more and more each day. So I do really like this, y'all. I love how it makes my skin feel. It actually plumps my skin up. It doesn't really provide too much glow. So I do love that about it because when I want to wear a dewy foundation, I don't want it to be like too radiant. So this has actually been very beneficial for my skin. I'm going to go ahead and drop 3 drops because that's how I usually do it. So I put 3 drops on the center of my palm and then I put it all over my face. I just kind of press it in. Now I did tell you guys that I would look into it a little bit more and give you some more information about the product. I did pull up the Sephora website and it says it's for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin. If you have dryness, dullness, and uneven texture, this is a product that you would want to try. It also says it has light fit prep technology, which helps makeup last longer. And then it's free of parabens and phthalates. It also has ceramides in it for hydration, which I really love. And it's also supposed to keep your oils in check, which I have found that when wearing this in my T-zone, I really have found that I don't get as oily as I used to with other primers. So I'm really loving it for that. Now I will say that it's not a great pore filler. I think it fills my pores in a little bit, but it's not like game changing as far as pore filling. But either way, you can always use another pore filler on top. And today I am going to use another pore filler because I do have pores. And I've gone back to this and it's the Waso Shiseido Poreless Matte Primer. This was such a favorite of mine for a long time and I've gone back to it and I love it all over again. So like I said, I'm just putting it on those areas where I have some pore issues. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my KVD Shake Primer really quickly on my eyes so that we can go into the next new product. I just usually put a little bit on my palm, then I take a brush and I just kind of brush it all over my eyelid. This stuff will dry pretty quickly, so you don't need to wait too long to put your eyeshadow on. Now with this new product that I love, I don't really think you need an eye primer, but I always put an eye primer on just in case. I didn't want this to crease, so that's why I did put the eye primer on. But the new product that I'm talking about is the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Foil. This is a foil liquid glitter. This is in the shade Rocket. Now I did use this before and I loved it. I wore it out to dinner and I got compliments on my eyeshadow. Now initially when I went in with this product, I did use a crease color, but I used the crease color after I applied the product, which worked out fine. It did not take this product off of my eyelid, which I loved. I loved that because sometimes when you put these foil or metallic shadows on, especially if there's like a cream or liquid, it will take off that product if you go in with a crease color. So I'm just gonna do it the same way I did it last time. Basically, it is a squeezy tube and I just squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand, just like that. You don't need a lot, guys, because this is very pigmented. Another thing I want to mention with this is when I put it on the last time, I noticed that you only need to go in with thin layers. Don't try to go in with like a lot of products because it's going to look chunky and it's just going to look bad. So basically what I do is I just take a brush, any brush will do, and I just kind of tap my brush in there. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a thin layer at first. Just gently go in with that first layer and then start layering the product on little by little. I made the mistake of just like taking a big chunk of it and not blending it out, and it looks super chunky on one eye, and then on the other eye it looked really nice because I figured out that I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to add like a whole clump of it on my eyelid. This Colorfix foil is amazing, and I know I'm gonna go onto the website to see if I can see more shades. I'd like to get like a bronzy shade or like a gold shade for summer, but yeah, this is really pretty. Do you see that? It's got like this kind of like light purple shift to it. So it's dark purple, but then it's got a light purple kind of shift to the shadow. Okay, so I have that eyeshadow on. Now for the crease color, I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Jen Atkin palette. This is the light to medium palette. There's a really nice shade in here that's very cool tone that goes with this shadow, and it's this one right here. That one right there at the bottom. So basically I'm just gonna stick my brush in there and then I'm just gonna go right on the edge of that shadow to just kind of blend everything out. And again, I'm placing that shadow on. It's not taking any of that foil shadow off. Yeah, I filmed this look, guys, and I just did not like the footage. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to film it again. And then what I did was I went in with this here. This is the shade that's kind of like an eggplant shade. And I just kind of blended a little bit here on the edges just to add some depth to that shadow. All right, so now we're gonna go in with foundation. Like I said, I don't have a new foundation, so I'm gonna go in with the foundation that I love. And today I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way 24-Hour Matte Foundation. This is actually in the shade Sand. And I wanted to mention these new sponges that I bought at the Sephora sale, and they're the coconut sponge set. Now, I did wash these, and some of the product didn't come off of the sponge, so they do look a little dirty, but they are clean. This is actually my favorite one. I feel like this one just puts on foundation so well. So those are really good sponges. If you guys want to try some good sponges, they come in a set. They're actually by the Sephora collection. I am going to spray this Blue Light Technology spray by Ilia. This is called the Blue Light Filter. I am going to spray that before we go in with the foundation. I used this once, guys, and it doesn't feel bad on the skin. It smells absolutely divine. It's just so fresh. This is actually something that's gonna be part of my skincare routine because it's not really like a setting spray or anything like that. It's supposed to just protect your skin from blue light. Now, I probably won't repurchase this because my Coola Refresh Cream, the one that has SPF in it, that one actually protects against blue light. So I'm probably not gonna buy this again, but I do like it. If you don't have an SPF that has the blue light protection, I would definitely check this out. So yeah, so let's go ahead and go in with foundation. I'm going to speed through this process because this is really not a new product and you guys have seen me put on foundation. Let me go ahead and start putting this on. Then for concealer, I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Golden Beige. So I'm going to use this because I use the foundation. I will be trying that Giorgio Armani concealer really soon too, guys, and letting you guys know how I like it. I do want to show you guys a product that I tried already, and I love the formula of it, but I don't like the shade of it for my skin tone. And it's a Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer. So the shade is way too light for my skin tone, and I know that the deeper shade is going to be way too dark for my skin tone. So this did not work for me, but the formula is so good. I just wish it was a different shade. So I would say if you're like a light medium to medium skin tone and you're a medium skin tone that's lighter than me, then I would say definitely try this. But this shade right here does not work for my skin tone. It really looks like nothing on my skin. So unfortunately, this is a product that I am not going to be using. Like I said, the formula is fantastic. It's just not the right shade for me. So I'm not going to use it today because it's just not going to show up and you guys aren't going to see like any bronzer on my skin. So for bronzer, I do want to try the Patrica 4 Face Bronzer. So this one's in She's Sculpted. Now, I haven't heard any reviews about this bronzer. I've not seen any. I know there's reviews out there, but I haven't seen any reviews. So I wanted to go and test it out today. So before we go into bronzer, I am going to powder my skin with the Danessa Myricks Evolution Powder. This is in the shade 2.5. This is beautiful on the skin. It's gorgeous on the skin. So this is what the shade looks like. It has a little tint to it. I'm gonna set my face before I put on any bronzer or any cheek color or anything like that. It is so gorgeous on the skin, guys. I love this powder. I love it. And I love that it has a little tint to it. So it's not like a translucent powder that's gonna show up on your face that has that little white cast on your skin. This is actually a good tinted powder for medium to like medium tan skin tones. It's just really, really pretty. It sets everything so nicely. I just love it. Now, the only thing that I would say about this powder is that it gets really messy. It really does. It's messy. And it's because it has that mesh, as you saw right there. Look, see how messy it gets? It has that mesh portion in the middle, which I don't mind that a powder's messy as long as it works, but sometimes it can just be a little irritating. You know what I mean? It's not that I won't ever use it. It's just like, can we get something that'll hold the powder in so it's not all over the place? But either way, it's okay. You know, I really look for how well the formula is, how well it goes on the skin, if it lasts, and this is a very, very good powder. Now I'm gonna set my eyes. Of course, I'm gonna use my One Size Powder by Patrica Starr. It's my favorite to set my eyes. I just got my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's gonna be 22. I just got her to buy this for the under eyes because she had bought the Charlotte Tilbury and it was a bit drying under her under eyes, and I told her that this would be perfect because I can get dry under eyes as well, and this never sticks to any dryness, makes the under eyes look really beautiful and smooth. So I got her to actually buy it today. So the next thing we're gonna do is go in with the bronzer. It says do a cream contour. So let me see how this is supposed to be used. If it's supposed to be used like a contour, I don't know if I want to go that route. Hold on a second. Let me see how to use this. How to use. Okay, so it says you apply the cream contour with a gentle stamping motion and then blend to add definition where desired. Now this doesn't say whether to start with the cream or to start with the powder. I'm afraid to go in with this. Let me see. I am going to swatch it because I want to see if the shade's more warm tone. It is kind of warm toned. It's not too cool tone. So I think I'm going to go with my sponge with the cream part first. And I'm just going to put a little bit of product on there. And then I'm just going to press it gently onto the skin. I like more of a warm tone contour. I don't like it to look gray or too cool. It just doesn't look good on my skin. Okay, that's it right there, and it doesn't look warm. So I don't know if I like that. So I'm just going to do it on the other side, and I'm not gonna do too much because I already know that I don't like the shade of it on my skin. I'm gonna do it just like that. So I don't wanna mess anything up. I don't want it to look too gray. So now I'm gonna go into this powder right here. I'm just gonna bronze up like I normally would. Now I do like the powder. I'm just not into that cream contour, but I do love the way the powder looks. The powder's really pretty. Just gonna put some on my forehead. I do like the powder. I'm not fond of the cream contour in here. I don't like it when it's gray. I just don't like the way that looks. So I do like the powder in here, but it's kind of disappointing because you're supposed to be getting 2 products for the price. And this is pretty pricey for having a cream contour that you're not going to use, and there's just not a lot of product when it comes to that bronzer. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this, guys, but I will say that the powder bronzer looks beautiful on the skin. I do like it. It blended out really nicely. So I'm just gonna have to think about this one. Let's move on to blush. Now I did buy all 3 Tower blushes. I bought Rush Hour, I bought Power Hour, and I bought After Hours. Now I have used all 3 of them and I absolutely love every single one of them. The one that I did want to use is After Hours. This one has more of like a berry tone, and I think it goes really nicely with this eye look. So I do want to use this one today. I'm going to use a sponge with it because I feel like I have a little bit more control with the sponge, and I feel like the brush kind of moves my product around on my face when I put this on. So I just press the sponge into the product, and then I put a little bit on the back of my hand because I don't want it to come off too harsh, and then I just kind of press it onto my cheek just like that. And these blushes are gorgeous. They're so beautiful on the skin, guys. I mean, I'm absolutely in love with these. I'm just loving every shade that I've gotten. So I do go in with a little bit more, but I will tone it down. It does look a little bright right now, but in a minute it'll look fine. I do want to lighten this up a little bit. I want to set my face before I put on my highlighter. So I'm going to go in with this Patrica Starr One Size Powder. This is actually the shade 4G Medium, and I'm going to use that all over my skin to lighten that powder and then just to kind of add a little bit more coverage. I've used this powder already twice and I do really like it. It goes on really nicely on the skin. It makes everything look well put together. It doesn't look cakey, which I love because of course I'm going over powder and I'm going over blushes and bronzers and all that. So I don't like something that looks like too cakey. I just set those areas where I want to set, mainly the cheeks, because the cheeks where I have that blush, and I just want that blush to stay. Not only that, I kind of wanted to tone it down because it can be a bit brightening. So for highlighter, this highlighter palette is insane. It is by Danessa Myricks, and it's the Light Work palette. These are the shades. I've used a few of the shades, I've swatched them, and they're all gorgeous. Now these can actually be super intense, so you have to be careful going with the light hand. Unless you like it to be really like intense and bright, then I say go ahead and go for it. I don't mind a good highlighter, a bright highlighter, but sometimes I just want, you know, just that glow from within look. And I'm gonna use this Anastasia A23 brush, and the one shade that I used the evening that I wore this look, or the day that I did this look, was Smooth Sailing. It's more like a peachy tone. I think I want to go in with Piece of Cake, because Piece of Cake is a pink tone, and it doesn't seem like it would be like too cooling, so I'm gonna use that one, and I'm just going to press that onto the top of my cheeks. See how it can get intense? This pink works for my skin tone. It's not like super cooling, so I really do like it. But look, I only put a little bit on my brush, very, very little, and look at it. Look how intense it is. But it's so gorgeous. It's so, so beautiful. I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead, above my eyebrows, my Cupid's bow, and I am gonna put a little bit on my nose. Just a tiny bit, because then I'm gonna look like a Rudolph. I know Rudolph had a red nose. He didn't have a bright nose, but still, you know what I mean. So that is it right there. That is some beautiful, intense highlight, but still really pretty. So I'm really loving this, guys. I also want to use, I forgot that I did this that night. I am gonna use that Piece of Cake on my inner corner. This highlight is so beautiful for the inner corner, just to brighten up that eye. Since the eyes are kind of dark, just brightens it up so beautifully. I might take a little bit of that Piece of Cake, just very little, and just go right here on the eyebrow or under the eyebrow. I don't want to do too much because I don't want it to be too crazy. And I probably should have done my brows before I did that, but that's okay. All right, so I did try the Charlotte Tilbury Eyebrow Cheat, and I do like this. It is a good pencil, but I don't like it as much as I like my Huda Beauty. My Huda Beauty Micro Brow Pencil, the new one, that one's just so creamy and easy to use. You can get some really fine hair-like strokes on your brows. This one has more of an angled tip. It's not as fine, but it still delivers when it comes to actually making your brows look full. So I am going to use this today. I did purchase another one of the Huda Beauty eye pencils, but I still have it in a package that's not here in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this because I do like this pencil. I just feel like I like my Huda Beauty better. This is not a bad eye pencil. Like I said, it's just a little bit more angled. It's not as creamy to me as the Huda Beauty, but it still does the job. It's just what you prefer. You know, some people don't like their eyebrow pencils to be super creamy. They actually like them to have a little bit of, I guess, waxiness to them. I like a creamier eyebrow pencil, and I like an eyebrow pencil that is a lot easier to use when it comes to making those hair-like strokes, because I do have some sparse areas on my brows. Although my brows have been growing, which has been nice with that e.l.f. brow serum. I think it's called the e.l.f. lash and brow serum. So yeah, so I like to just go in there as gentle as possible. So this is one brow. It does look full. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other brow, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the other product. I did my brows, and my brows came out really nicely. I do think the formula is a little bit more on the slight waxy side. So it's a little different from my Huda Beauty one, but my Huda Beauty is like the one for me right now. So we're gonna go ahead and do lips. I did try these new Kaja products that I picked up. One of them is the lip gloss, which is in the shade Milk Tea. I also picked up the Sweetheart lipstick and also the lipstick Bay. Now I have tried these two lipsticks. I have not tried this one. So I am going to put on these products. Now I do love the Kaja lipsticks. I think these are a great formula. They go on very creamy, very smooth. They look very pigmented. The lip gloss is good, but it's comparable to kind of like my lifter lip glosses from Maybelline. So I don't know that you really need to spend that much money on getting one of these Kaja lip glosses. I think they're good lip glosses, but I really think you can get the same effects with those Maybelline lifter lip glosses. So yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and use it today because I have been using this and I do like it, and I want to go ahead and add a gloss today. So let me get a pencil, and I don't have a new lip pencil, but I'm gonna go in with the Kim K lip liner in Love. So let me go in with the Kaja Sweetheart lipstick. Guys, you're gonna see how pretty this is. Look how pigmented. They feel like super nice on the lips. I think the lip color goes perfect with this look. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the lip gloss. And that is the lip gloss right there. Just a beautiful combination. I am gonna put a little bit of this cool tone shadow on my under eyes because I do wanna add a little bit of shadow there. The lashes that I'm using today are the matte black matte sheer. I am gonna go in with a little bit of that darker shadow just on the edges. I am going to finish off with my Cloud Set powder by Kosas in Pillowy. I like to use this just to blend everything together. It just gives my skin a really soft look. I probably didn't need it because I used the Patrica Starr powder, but I still wanted to finish off with just a little bit of this. All right, I will be back and then we will talk about a few more products that I tried and give you some updates. All right guys, I wanna go ahead and give you some updates on some of the new products that I purchased. Now I don't have some of them with me, so I will put a picture right here. One of them I do wanna mention is the Olaplex hair mask. Now I did use the hair mask twice and it really did not do much for my hair. My hair didn't feel like silky soft, which is very surprising because Olaplex products usually leave my hair like super silky soft, healthy looking. This mask didn't do anything for my hair. So I went ahead and returned it because I felt like if I was paying that much, I might as well just go ahead and get the Gisou hair mask, the one that I have been using for a while. That one makes my hair feel really good. The only problem is I think I have to order that online. I don't know if they sell it at my Sephora. Another hair mask that I want to look into is the Way hair mask. My daughter uses that and she loves it. But unfortunately, the Olaplex hair mask, it didn't work for me, so I had to return it. Another product I want to mention that is new is this product by Freck. It's called the Cheekslime. It's a lip and cheek tint. Guys, this looks so gorgeous on the skin. I cannot wait to do a look for you guys using this, but I do want to let you know about it because I really feel like this is not a product that I've heard a lot of people talk about. So I did want to mention it to you guys. It is a beautiful cheek product. I haven't tried it on the lips, but I do love it for the cheeks. It kind of gives my cheeks that sun-kissed look. It's not like a bronzer shade. It's just a really beautiful, like kind of like peachy toned shade. I think I did a swatch for you guys, but I'm gonna do another one. But it has this beautiful like sun-kissed look to it. When it's on the cheeks, it looks so amazing. So I wanted to mention that product because it is part of my Sephora haul and I have tried it and I did want to update you on the product. All right guys, that's it for this trying new makeup and giving you some updates on the products that I purchased during the Sephora Spring Sale. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.